Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Srini here, and this is going to be a new series. And I'm going to specifically make this series with the intent that we need to first understand what are all the different prerequisites for learning AI. So, as we know, in today's world, learning AI is a must, and it doesn't depend upon what is your designation or what is your profession. You have to learn AI, and generative AI is one of the hot areas in the field of AI. So I'm going to teach you all from scratch of how we can equip ourselves with learning AI. And for that, one of the most important prerequisite series is what I'm going to prepare right now. That is to learn Python from scratch. Learning Python, believe me, is not at all difficult. It just needs some discipline and practice, and you will be able to learn AI quickly. And without that, it's going to be very difficult to survive in any kind of field which we are in right now in IT industry. So I am Srinivasan, and if you are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing to it and hit the bell icon to get notifications. So you'll be getting a lot of useful videos on programming languages, AI, machine learning. So stay tuned for more upcoming videos. So let's learn about Python introduction. And as I started this channel, it was the intent of learning Java, but then such is the case with rapid development these days that we have got so many different languages and different softwares which have been developed. We have to learn AI as well. So let's understand what is Python. So Python is actually a general purpose, high level and interpreted language, which is also called as a dynamically typed language. So I know these are like different terminologies and it will be a little hard to understand right now, but stay with me and do watch this video to the end and you'll be able to get your basics completely clear. Okay. So when we say a general purpose language, so it's like a very fine-tuned language where the syntax and other things are quite easy for anyone to understand. Okay. And it also uses the OOPS concept, the OOPS programming language concepts. Okay. And it is interpreted. Now, often you would have come across terms like compiler, interpreter, in case of, let's say, Java, for example, right? You would have known that there is a Java compiler, which will basically compile your .java file and it will create a .class file, right? And then an interpreter of that particular operating system, whichever you're working on, it could be Windows, Mac, or Linux, or anything, right? It will be using its native interpreter technique to interpret the .class file such that that particular program works on that particular operating system. That would be the role of an interpreter, right? But in the case of Python, we don't have a separate compiler as such. We are having one interpreter which will dynamically interpret at runtime as it starts, evaluating line by line. It will interpret and it will give you the output at runtime. We don't have to worry about the compile time or compiler kind of things. Everything will be taken care by your interpreter. Now, the next part is dynamically typed language. Now, what do you mean by dynamically typed language? So, in the case of Java or any other languages like C, C++, you might have used in the past, right? We would have to create a variable of a particular type. It could be like integer, it could be float, double, etc. Right? But in case of Java, we just have to create a variable name. We don't have to mention any type for it. At runtime, when the program executes, it will find out what it is value on the right hand side, that is after equal to, and depending on the value, it is going to identify at runtime what is the type of this particular variable. So that is why this is called as a dynamically typed language. Okay. Now we are going to go into the key features of Python language. The first and very basic feature of Python language is that it is very simple and easy to understand, such that anyone can use this particular language any point of time. Okay. Second one is that language is dynamically typed. Okay. So as we just discussed the dynamically typed language. So you don't have to worry about the data type, syntax, or the type being used for a variable. We have already discussed about the Python being an interpreted language. Then we have the memory management. Here, the memory management is quite automatic. So you don't have to worry about the garbage collection and all. So as you exit a particular scope of a variable, that's it. Your job is done. The memory management will be taken care automatically by the program. It is platform independent. This is one of the key advantages here, that you don't have to worry about whether it is going to work on my Mac or Windows or Linux, etc. It is going to work on any platform. You just have to use it. That's all. It is compatible with cross platforms, as we've already discussed, with different operating systems. And not only that, it can basically be used widely for multiple areas of applications today in any particular field. We'll talk about that in our next slide. Then it has an extensive library of features, what all it supports. And nowadays, there are so many key features which needs to be required in order to create AI-driven applications. So Python plays a very important role here. It is high in performance and it is also secured language. So we have all the bases covered here when you try to compare Python language with any other programming languages. So these were some of the key features which we are going to see in today's video in the introduction part. Now we're going to look at the next slide where we are going to talk about what are the different applications of using Python language. The first one, of course, is that it is used for development of website as well as internet-driven development of different applications. So you might have heard of different frameworks like Django framework, Flask framework. These are all popular frameworks which are using Python, okay, Python language. And we might be having React and all different languages for like a JavaScript-based languages for developing our applications in UI. But nowadays, the Django is also getting quite popular using Python. The next popular application of using Python is in development of different AI applications. So you would have seen there are so many AI apps which are coming in mobile as well as in website, which are like which are like free tier as well as it will be having like some expense as well. That if you go for let's say a license tool as such, you also would have to pay some cost for that, right? But the main area here is that it is used for development of these multiple areas. Third important thing is that it is also used for development of gaming applications, be it an app, right, or be it a desktop app, or be it a mobile app. It is also used for development of games, like how it was in the case of Java. And it is also used for popular ERP applications, right, like ERP and e-commerce tools. So this is very popular programming language, and definitely it's a must for you all to learn Python. So, let's give it a moment. Yeah. So that's pretty much about it in terms of Python introduction, which I would wanted to cover in this particular video. I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for my next video in this particular series where we are going to start discussing about how do we go about installing the softwares which are required to work with Python. So see you all in the next lecture. Thank you, everyone.